Welcome to the Blueprint Podcast. Come explore the roadmap of our shifting consciousness where self-actualization, exposing your talents and gifts is the norm. Now here's your host, Angela Blaha.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Blueprint Podcast. I hope you're having the most enjoyable day. And I hope that you are connecting with the new earth energies as they are bountiful. All right, so this week we want to talk about, let's discuss the law of attraction and why it doesn't really work. So from last week's podcast, which was titled, Are You Still Playing in a False Reality? We talked about shifting with the least amount of friction. And in this friction, we have all kinds of things. Like there are karmic patterns that repeat, and we take them from one life to another. There are unresolved traumas that we take from one life to another. There are beliefs that you accept as truth and you ignore the universal law of acceptance around it because you are accepting what is handed down to you versus, really asking yourself, is this true? That creates a karmic pattern. There are unresolved or misunderstood emotions. Nobody really understands the emotions. Well, there are a few people, but we're not taught, right? We're not taught about those kinds of things. So all of these things can imprint from others, from your experiences, from trauma, from karmic patterns that are brought forward from, a different life or a different experience, and they can repeat. They just go on an automatic repeat. So not knowing or connected to your higher self is another form of trauma or an experience that we choose. Like the list is endless as to why the law of attraction does not work. It doesn't work because we don't really understand how to attract things to us versus repelling things. And when we have all these things, imprinted into our cellular structure, we have a natural pushing away of attraction, or we have belief systems and imprints or experiences that literally tell us we aren't worthy of those kinds of things, or we aren't good enough, or we can't receive because we should be in something. Who knows? There's just so many things, and it's frustrating. It's super frustrating when we get into practice of I want to attract this, or I want to fulfill this desire, and nothing happens. It's like, what the heck is happening here? So all of these patterns, beliefs, emotions, past lives, and so much more that we will not discuss today because that's a endless spiral. They all play into our ability to attract and fulfill our own desires. So these things leave the imprints, as I said, in your cells. And cells are not just to keep the body alive, they are imprinted. And science has proven this, that they are imprinted with experiences, traumas, people, places, things, all the stuff. And when we are conscious about transforming or healing these experiences, the imprints stay with us in our energy fields or our frequencies until we can actually transform them. That's the key right there, is to actually transform those into something more desirable. How do we do that? There's a plethora of ways to do that, and we're not going to necessarily talk about that so much today. I really want to talk about why it doesn't work. And these frequencies, or knowing your energy, right? Like these chords, I want to say, because that's what most people call them, are these energy cords. They connect you with people, places, belief systems, and they create kind of an unconscious matrix within yourself. Now, you're not, and outside of yourself, because if you're connecting with other people or other places or other things, you're creating some type of an energy connection or an energy cord with those people, places, and things, and it creates a net or a matrix. So as a soul, your frequency is always your frequency. I'm going to repeat that. As a soul, your frequency is always your frequency. So it doesn't matter if you leave a physical body or not, it follows your soul. And when you incarnate into a physical form or a body, that frequency comes with it. Your soul's frequency comes with it. So if you have unresolved things in your past lives or wherever, it leaves these imprints or wounds or traumas. And we bring them with to try to transform them or try to resolve them. I feel this is the most misunderstood atrocity of humankind. And maybe it's just because we don't really want to admit that we have these unresolved things that we bring into a lifetime, or that we think that this is the only lifetime. And so, how can there be anything else but this? But even in this lifetime, we have unresolved relationships, we have unresolved experiences, we have unresolved memory, right? We have unresolved emotions where we don't even understand them. So even if you're just believing in this one lifetime, how many unresolved things do you have? So we seem to be completely in denial or ignorant to the fact that we are energy, not just a physical body. The most disheartening part of using universal laws is that we don't really want to do any work to make them work. We don't want to do the work to make them work, right? So when we're talking about law of attraction, if we don't have any of these unresolved emotions or relationships or whatever it is, if we don't have them healed or transformed, how can you ever use the law of attraction? And there are 6 other laws that go into the law of attraction that's never talked about. So it is your responsibility to clear up anything and everything that will stop you from allowing your soul to lead. Your soul is just a natural magnet. It's a natural attraction to having your desires fulfilled. But we have these beliefs, we have these traumas, we have these experiences, we have unworthiness and enoughness, and we have the ability to receive, like being so open that we actually allow things to magnetically be pulled to us. And this is when we change the frequency, when we change from the old earth into this new earth, which is allowing the soul to lead. Like that is the whole concept of new earth energy, is listening to the soul, allowing it to lead your life versus the ego, which, as we know, is easily dominated, controlled, manipulated. The ego is very much the negative part. It's not always negative, but it's seen as and experienced as that portion of us that can be easily dominated, controlled, and manipulated, because it's just going on what's being presented. Like it's not searching for truth. It's not searching for what's best for me. It sees bright, shiny objects and it goes after it. So the soul is your energy and it is your personal power. It is not controlled or dominated. When you follow it, it always gives directions that are literally suited for your good, for your highest good, most of the time, for your expansion, for your evolution, for your ascension. So let me know if you have any questions. I do have a class in the universal laws coming soon and how to use them in your life. So hopefully you can join in that class. But as always, please like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, self-mastery and self-actualization is the key. It's the thing. Thank you for joining.
Thank you for being with us today. To find out more about Angela, visit her website at www.angelablaha.com.